Really somebody that can take us through so many of his stories, because I've heard plenty of them, and whether that be music, whether that be business, all of that he can share, and whether that be an adventure that he had performing in Lagos, Nigeria, or that be in Ghana, or maybe in Spain, he can tell you all about it. Why? Because he has been in the game, as we say it, for such a long time. And he definitely knows music. So now I could call him a serial entrepreneur, creative businessman, and of course, one who knows rhymes best, and also could, drop a few notes, sing, and touch your heart and make you think about the afterlife really soon. Philanthropist, one who has really developed his career into a multi-diverse artist, multi-winning award for best rapper, best dancehall song, even dancehall, record of the year, best collaboration. I could name it. And he is a Ghanaian musician, composer, and songwriter from Accra, Ghana. And of course, he has made many miles in the industry. He has over 11, I quite know that is more in the meantime, 11 national and international awards, and has been nominated 30 times. He's well known for fusing rap, Afrobeat, and urban highlife. An avid songwriter and performer, Trigmatic's passion for music extends to his live performances to the delight of thousands of music lovers. He has performed all across borders, and I think he just even came from South Africa, but wherever you are, give a round of applause for Trigmatic. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to have you here.
It's great to be here, and I love the studio, and I love the way you sound as well.
Thank you. And you have been presenting for quite a long time. So having that compliment coming from you is something else.
I'm humbled.
How is Amsterdam treating you?
Amazing. I love it. I love the weather. I think I'm lucky to at least be around the time where it's a bit cold and it's warm at the same time.
Right.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Right.
I can't complain.
Okay, that's good, because I see you with your t-shirt on. You're enjoying.
That's a good tease.
You're enjoying life. Life.
I've been there.
Oh man! First things first. What brings you to Amsterdam? I don't think even people expect that you would be dropping by Amsterdam.
I didn't even think I was gonna be here, but Charlie, life and its travels. So I was supposed to be recording with Cedric Bout in Paris. And
okay.
After that, we decided to take a quick visit to a friend in Switzerland.
Okay.
And we're thinking, okay, why not, do same here in Amsterdam? So we came through, and for good people like, yourself, Hiradio, and a few other Africans doing amazing things, it'll be good to touch base once I'm here. And so, it's just paying a quick visit, and I'm doing a bit of like a Europe. I don't want to call it a tour, but it's pretty much touching base. Making sure that we lay the carpet before the time is right to take a good walk.
Yeah.
So So that's the reason why I'm here.
I love that. Well, good to have you here. I mean, Amsterdam is doing you well. Coming from Switzerland, which is even more cold.
Yes.
How has it been adjusting to the cold? Because Ghana heat is another heat.
It's a different level of heat. In fact, they say, West Africans, the ones, well, I'll be going to heaven, but the ones who may not make it, they won't feel it too much. They are used to.
they will be used to, because they know
used to the weather. Is if you can live in some countries for a while, forget, you'll be able to manage.
Right. Now, you not too long ago, you came from South Africa. I know that even when people follow your socials, you have been on this show.
Yeah.
Really guiding artists and all of that. What was that all about? And how is that, because it kind of seems like you're switching to being a some would call it mogul, but one that, helps people develop music. What are you on? What are you up to?
I mean, I'm up to that and more. As a believer, one of the things the Bible says is, a good father is one that leaves an inheritance for his children,
Right.
and children's children. So for me, I can't be selfish in my craft. Whatever I
No.
learned along the journey, I must learn also to pass it on, and that's how legacy is created.
Yeah.
So but then on the business side, I got a job in SA. They wanted me to be
Okay.
a judge, on a music reality show, which I've done season 1 and season 2, so it got
Good
me
stuff.
staying there for a while. I enjoyed every bit of it because whilst I was at it, I was also learning my music. In as much as I knew
Sure.
what I knew, it was also helping me to see what the kids have got now, and is great to see all these amazing talents
Yeah.
in Africa or coming from Africa. That show is the first Pan-African show. It's a show that is fully produced by Africans and also a contest for Africans. So it was a good feeling, great
Yeah.
music, great vibe. And then I started recording with some of the artists in South Africa. Started doing a few showcases, music showcases. There's one I
Right.
did with Mercedes-Benz not too long ago. And then after that, did a few performances in Cape Town, came
Wow.
back to Joburg, and then moved back to Ghana quickly, and I'm here. Yeah.
Why was that quickly? You missed home?
I needed to, at least see my
Mm-hmm.
people, make
Yeah.
sure, Charlie, we're still keeping
I get
the
you.
love there.
I get you.
Yeah.
But SA had been treating you well.
I must say, I really do appreciate South
Right.
Africans and their market, and even their gatekeepers. They've been very nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
I thank God for that kind of grace or acceptance.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was as if I've been in SA for like years. I have good friends. Big shouts going out to Zamani, amazing guy. Big shouts going out to Angel.
Okay.
These people played amazing roles in my life, and
Yeah.
my stay there,
Yeah.
opening doors, making sure you meet the right people and all of that. So yeah, I give credit to them, because if not for them, I may not
Yeah.
have met the people that I know now. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, what made you decide to go on a show? Did it take you away from the music side too much? What made you say, you know what, I'm going to go to South Africa?
Oh,
and
is
not
that
stick
is there
around?
money? Is there money?
You are too blunt.
No, it's the money. I mean,
Trigmatic, you're too blunt. Not to
look,
make it even say like, oh,
nah,
I got on a feature.
yeah, it's the money. It's the money. The money was good, and
It was a good pay.
it was good, and everything else that came with it. I was
Okay.
thinking it was also a good opportunity to tap into another market, a new market.
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to stay in Sun City, a beautiful place, and so
Sun City.
yeah, really amazing. And so just the experience, and but for me also that intercultural mix was very, very important. Meeting other judges from other
Yeah.
African countries, someone from Kenya, someone from South Africa, Zimbabwe, and these are like the top acts in their countries. It was great. It was also a good time to bond and connect.
Yeah.
So right now, if I have any addition to my book of networks, it came from there. So for me, I looked at all these things and I decided to jump on. Yeah.
Got you. That's some good stuff.
Yep.
And it doesn't really happen, when that switch is made to South Africa's definitely within the music industry is either, the neighboring countries,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
let's say Europe.
Yeah, let's say Europe. A lot of people either come here or depend. I mean, and yes, we're having a conversation on Twitter Spaces, and we're talking about how the South African market is so good at guarding its space that you can't just enter. Yeah, you hear a bit of Nigerian music, but just a little bit. It's like 10% is for everybody else. So everybody else is struggling to get into their 10%. But I love the fact that in their restaurants they're playing South African music, in their bars, in wherever you find yourself, regardless. Like they'll play deep South African house music, or they'll play some kwaito, or they'll play
Yeah.
some what's the new one? Amapiano.
Amapiano,
You know,
yeah.
yes.
People
and
can't go around Amapiano
yeah,
these days.
you know, and so for me, it's a start. This is how you manage a market. This is how you project a market, and you keep it at the same time. So for me, I respect them for that, and then for them opening their arms for me was also a blessing.
I love that. I love that. Gives it really a different perspective, because looking at all you've done, you know, people know you as a rapper, people know you as a musician, and it looks like now you were talking more in a sense of being in the music business.
Yeah.
Basically, why have you taken this move? Why is it switching, or does it seem that it's switching? And can people be afraid that you leave music?
They shouldn't be afraid. They should be happy. For me, and
they should be happy.
They should be happy. You know,
All
for me, I say this because I mean, look, Africa easily gets excited, and that's a problem for me. Africa and Africans easily get excited. You know, if you look at the world, you ask yourself, you know, why are we so excited when everybody else around us is investing so much in us?
Right.
Think about it. And why aren't we investing in ourselves as African people? For me, it's something we need to look at. I'm happy that Afrobeats is everywhere and everyone is talking about it. But yes, we must look at things like cultural capital. We must look at
cultural capital, deep words, man.
We must look at how culture can be mined and how culture can be weaponized. You know, we must look at how the African sound might change. You know, we must look at protecting the creators of African music and other African content, who owns the IPs, who is going to own. I mean, if you're not careful, a company will own your national anthem.
Oh,
you know, and I'm just saying, you know, for example,
you
know,
worst case scenario.
I mean, not too long ago, I remember the national anthem was played during the COVID time. The Ghana national anthem was played, and on Facebook it was taking off. You know, that's because the version they played was a version that is not owned by Ghana. So these are the things that I'm worried about, and so for that reason, it's important that I also at least, if not delve so much a little bit into the music business, and have a little understanding, so I could be able to, you know, tell my brothers, tell a few other friends, Charlie, you know, look out, or Charlie, these people, the deal looks too good to be true,
right?
You know, this and that and that, and I'll just urge all of us to take the same route. It shouldn't just be a Trigmatic thing. Everybody should be concerned. You know, like before you become a doctor, you may have trained for over what, 9 years or 7 years in Ghana,
something like that.
Yes, and for you to be a lawyer, you go to law school, blah blah blah, come out, write at the bar and all of that. It's a profession, and so it needs training, and music is a profession, and so also needs training, and so it's important that we look at all the aspects of that music. The music,
For those of you who just tuned in, welcome to African Focus. Conversation is so good that I even almost, you know, forget to mention what we up to. Welcome to all of the people in Facebook. A shout out to Ancient Boy, who's saying big up yourself, Trigmatic.
Big up Ancient. Big up Ancient.
Trigmatic, big up yourself for even coming here and having a talk with us. Welcome to African Focus, artist to artist, on this Saturday. Trigmatic comes through Amsterdam, and we could not let him, you know, walk by and just do his own thing, you know, without passing through the studio and you know, talk about the music, and so much more, and why he's here, and for what collabs, you know, he might even be in town. Coming to you live from Amsterdam. It's almost hitting to 9:30. And I think the conversation is going on so much. Trigmatic, you have been doing this for such a long time. I mean, somebody said you're an OG. You know, you started way back into your hip hop years, and no need to talk to us about your journey, because I know that's worth a book. and you'll probably sell it and make it marketable and ensure that you get all of the royalties that you need.
Thank you.
But I know that, you know, you started with this mixtape thing, I think 2007-ish,
Yes,
in that period.
Yeah.
Take us back to that period. What made you come with this mixtape, Stains on a Cloth? Mixtape.
Yeah.
And take us back. How was the reception then of your music, and what was a bit of the music hustle at the time?
Yo, you don't want to know, man. That hustle was crazy. Those were the days where, you know, if you were a hip hop head, and I would say we were a bit lost, because at the time we're trying to sound very American,
like 50 Cent and
like,
yo.
If you're not able to do things like, you know, like yo, I'm about to da 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 da, you know.
Was it English?
Yeah, it had to be, you know, because at the time, Charlie, you're trying to be, you know, that guy from Yankee, you know, even though you've never been there, you know, at the time, you know. So
I'm from the Bronx or Brooklyn.
Yeah, or Brooklyn, you know, where, Charlie, you have the swag on and everything. But it was a beautiful movement, because it was the beginning of a great journey, or a great story we have today. Let me share with you something. So I used to call a radio show, like you're listening right now. Like I was a regular.
You call them.
On the show, they had a freestyle segment. So every time it's time to freestyle, and at the time, I had just picked the name Trigmatic, you know. So whenever you know, when I say yo, it's Trigmatic, and I used to like to sound like Eminem, you know. You know, even though I had, you know, loved the Biggies and the Tupacs and all, you know, and then they open the phone lines, and I'm quick to go in and Charlie kick my freestyle and everything. So I think Vibe FM decided, okay, why not then do a competition? And when they put me on, long and short, I won the competition. I had to go on a radio interview. I went for the interview. They thought I sounded so, you know, so good. But nothing happened after that, because Charlie, you win the thing, yeah, but then what else?
Right.
And I started writing for a magazine. So I would write for the magazine, and I'll go out to sell it with the guys. Right. Then I met one lady who later became my boss. You know, she gave me a radio job, which I took. And from radio, I started, like, once a while, I'll be airing, like, my music and everything.
Yeah, good.
That was around the time
idea.
I recorded the mixtape, you know. But the mixtape, you know, that was when I was beginning to catch the African vibe, understanding that I could blend the two.
Right.
So if you listen to some of the hooks in that, you know, we had things like she go kwashe you, hey, she go kwashe you, hey, even though the rap was hip hop, like typical American rap, you know. But I always say thank God for people like Reggie Rockstone. They came to redefine and you know, place us back in order, you know, that, you know, you can still spit your tree and spit your Swahili.
I use that flow.
And use that, and still, you know, and it still will be hip hop, you know.
Shout out to Reggie.
You know, big up Reggie. And I did a few songs with Reggie at the time. So Reggie was actually on that mixtape. And when I knew that, you know, the light was on me, was when I took the finished mixtape to Reggie. For Reggie to just listen, because Reggie used to also be a judge on Lyrical Hype, which I had won. Lyrics Lounge, sorry, which I had won. So, like, Reggie listens to this sound, and on my way, Reggie sends a message and says, track 5 is live. I need to jump on it. And I was like, what? You know, like, this is like the grandpapa, like, he wants to jump on my song.
For him to say that,
you know. And I'm there, and later, you know, Tiny also hears one song, Bad Boy, and he's like, I'm gonna jump on a remix of this song,
right?
You know, so that's how, you know, it all started. And around the time, if you were not a rapper that always had like your 32 bars ready, forget, because we're always coming to your house. Like, we literally come to your house and knock. You know, we knock, say, yeah, Charlie, we've heard that, you know, you're the next dope rapper. Let's battle. You know. You know, get your crew. I get my crew. 2 p.m. We're battling. We're battling at this gas station. We meet there. I kill you and I move to the next person. Or if you win, you know. But I never lost till I think uni. I met one guy, and even that they use crowd noise to just win the thing. I called for a rematch, but it never happened. Yeah, it never happened, man. But yeah, beautiful moments.
Right.
Beautiful moments.
So if you couldn't win a battle, then forget.
Yeah. So then it was about street credibility. So then everyone will hear that Chale, so and so murdered you, so and so murdered.
Got you.
Those were the days like we would download battle videos, Murder Mook, the younger days of Murder Mook and Papoose, and those were
Papoose.
the days. Battle MCs were like the thing. When you'll be there and creating bars, you want to say things that will make people go woo,
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the moments. Nowadays, when you drop bars, people want to listen quick and go and dance.
Oh man, it's a different time.
Yes.
It's definitely a different time.
You, we're in a different period.
Oh man. Well, speaking about Reggie Rockstone, let's play one record. I couldn't get the collab that you had, with him, but there is one that you guys did called Daddy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play that one just to hear how you sound on the feature with Reggie Rockstone. Let's go with the record called Daddy. It took me almost back to the streets of New York and those type of things. Shout out to Reggie Rockstone.
Big up, Reggie.
Sweet vibes on that record. So did that have to do with the fact that both of you are daddies?
Well, at the time I wasn't a daddy when I.
You wasn't a daddy then.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Reggie did it for all the dads, because we never get the credit, but yeah.
Yeah, it's most of the time the mothers who are celebrated, right?
It's like tomorrow's Mother's Day, I guess.
But you
we love the mothers too. We love the mothers.
But you had a good celebration, I believe.
Yes.
That's really good. So that was when was this? This was
2014
or something?
Yeah,
or was it like that?
Yeah, I think so. 2014. Yes, you're right.
Right, man. That was a while ago.
Yeah,
almost 10 years.
10 years. Yeah, almost 10 years. Yeah.
Jeez.
Big up Reggie.
Wow. So even on Twitter, of course, it's the hashtag VGMA. But speaking of VGMA, you have won several.
Yeah,
you've won several, man. Best collaboration of the year. You've had most influential artist. You have all these kinds of awards, and really, starting from way back, best rapper and all of these things. One thing that I found between it was best dancehall song. How did that happen? How did dancehall get up in the mix?
Yeah, so what people don't know is actually really started as a dancehall person. I love dancehall. My dad. At the time, my dad, my uncle, and their friends, we had people like Raga Boys coming to the house every time. My dad would wake up, on a Saturday morning, and you hear some Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, you hear, some reggae vibes, and they would sing along to it, culture and all of that. So I grew up on that kind of vibe. And then I picked it up as okay, why not make it one of the things. But then along the line I think I started losing it to rap, so so
dancehall was really the first feel.
It was. I mean, if you listen to Bad Boy, for instance, a typical dancehall song. So even on my first album, I had some dancehall songs. My first album, I featured Stonebwoy on a hot.
I saw that. I mean, I was looking at the video and I was like, "What? A collab with Stonebwoy?"
Actually, even that was like later on in my career. My very first album, I had like a proper a dance. No, I wouldn't even call it like a raga dancehall, vibe on it. The tum 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 tum.
Like the real,
the real, not the dancehall of today. The raga style. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I wanna come in on me yard. That kind of vibe. So yeah, and it was good. And then I switched it up a bit. So I did the another version of Egyptians Hold Ya.
I've seen that one. Yes,
and so that's what I got the award for. At the first Bass Awards. Yeah.
Right. So actually, if I get you right, you are really familiar with dancehall vibes.
Yeah, I am.
And yeah, this was sooner or later it was gonna come up.
It was gonna come up. Yeah.
So why did you because now listening to your latest music, which just has more of a African futuristic sound, why leave the dancehall alone?
Because I'm African.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So should African not touch dancehall? What do you feel about that?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I
Right.
mean, just to answer the question directly,
Sure.
I'm African. I love and live my African heritage. I I had an eye opening into myself.
An intervention.
Yes, and
Okay.
where I got to the point I realized that you can't lose yourself. You always know where you're going if you know where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that passion to see Africa illuminated,
Right.
through our sound, through the culture. What makes us Africans is our sound,
Is
is
our
our
sound.
food, our language, and all these things. I couldn't afford to lose it, along the line. So I
Right.
decided, I mean, once, as a musician, that's one of the biggest tools I have, is to use my music, so
Gotcha.
let me just, focus on that. Yes, it cost me a bit of my career. It cost me time because I needed to master it, but then now today, when I look back or when I listen to the kind of compositions I do and the kind of people that I work with, it gives me fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm doing something I love, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it, and it's paying.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the reason. It's about time Africans decide that the change that must happen within Africa
Mm-hmm.
must happen by Africans, and because we are the only ones that can tell our story. If we're not careful, when the stories are being twisted and not being told well, the danger is not for us, but the next generation or the generation after and after.
Yeah.
When they don't know the stories that got them here, is a problem, because then they have great disregard for the continent, and it's already happening.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose your people. You don't want to take the last thing that makes a people proud, or the pride that is with people.
Yeah.
So if Africans lose Africa or the African spirit, that is it. We're done. And I mean, it happened to our minerals, so now it's happening to our culture. So some of us have taken it upon ourselves to be very mindful of our preservation.
Mm-hmm.
So music preservation is key. Not all of us will jump on the same wagon. So yes, some would still do what they have to do, which is
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be here to bash anybody. I've been part of the problems. So now in finding solutions, I want to maybe sacrifice myself as
Yeah.
as part of the solutions, to make sure that wherever you go, Ghana is well represented. Or when you meet a Nigerian, is well represented. A Kenyan, a Botswanan, or Egyptian, or wherever. And it's about time we awaken the African spirit, so that wherever we find ourselves, I mean, it's not really about a battle amongst Africans, not a battle amongst continents. It's just about representation.
Sure.
So yeah.
I love that. I love that. So speaking about that bit where you see, it happened to our minerals and now it's happening to our culture, you do really have a strong standpoint on, where the African music scene and all of that is going to. Could you share a bit more light on that? How do you see that happening? And why does it look like, our culture is kind of taken away within all of this times where it seems like the world is finally understanding and loving Africa?
That's what I'm saying. We easily get excited.
Okay, we're actually too excited. We can't see past the smoke.
Yes, and that's the same thing. I mean, look, when Ghana discovered oil, we're quick to announce it, and say, "Oh, we have oil, oh, we have oil." They did commercials, and Takrade is the heart of what happened to the policies? What happened to the benefits of the oil? Who owns the larger part? What is the figure for our royalties? What's happening? What's happening after that? So it's just with our music. Yes, now we're discovering some amazing talents. Look at the Jackies, look at the Black Sharifs, and whatnot. I think that beyond the excitement and beyond the their joy that yes, they are being held to, we need to be concerned about protecting them. They themselves must be concerned about protecting their craft, protecting, their act. They're gonna grow. In the next 5-10 years, if let's say now Jackie is 18, the next 5 years she's gonna be.
Is she 18?
I'm just saying. or if she was 25, and,
right,
and in the next 10 years she's 35. Between now and 10 years, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. So if she's not, or the team that's with her don't also get concerned about protecting her work. 10 years from now, you see like what happens to the predecessors. They come back and Charlie, we didn't see what happened to our music, we never made some money from it, all
yeah,
those things.
That same disappointment that
that's one. And the second thing is when all these big guns are coming into the industry, the big labels. I'm not going to mention names there. Universal. Yes, you mentioned.
I did. I should watch my back now.
When they're coming into the game, it's good because distribution. We need a distribution. We need to send the songs to the farthest parts of the world and
Japan,
and all of that.
Got you.
But how is it being packaged? Is it being packaged the African way? Is it being packaged with its originality, or what is going to happen? Why do you think a company will look at? Look, the power now is in data. Why do you think a company will look at maybe Africory and say, I'm investing 20 million USD, in Africory? Because of course, Africory has a catalog of a huge catalog of African musicians. So yeah, why not? Once we own it or we co-own it, some of their works tend to belong to us. Now they're gonna start to give advance payment to artists. Artists are gonna start losing.
Be excited about the advance payment,
and then they sell off their masters, and they never have access to it. The masters belong to somebody for years and years and years. We just need to be able to fish out the value that lies within our property, which is the music.
Right.
You can't just, Charlie, it's good that they're coming in, but it's also good that we have the right conversations with them. I wish that also we would have African labels or African companies signing the Chris Browns and signing the Beyoncés and the likes. But then what would the story be? You get what I mean. So the fact that they're jumping on, they're putting us on features, but how well are we positioned on the world market? Why? Well, they say it's good that now we have at least it's too hard on the beat. One of us is unique. When you hear the sound from Mali, when you hear what the Yusundos are doing, when you hear what the Sidiki Diabates, before when you come to West Africa, the West African sound, different unique sounds. We have a rich collection of beautiful sounds. We don't want to box it.
Yeah.
We can't just box it into one thing and say, oh yeah, because back then, the Grammys call all these songs world music, including songs from Japan and all of that. Now, because now they're saying Afrobeat, then the African is excited again. We just must be careful. That's all I'm saying, So we just must be aware. We just must be aware. We must revive the core awards as well. Just as we regard the Grammys, there's Afrima now. We must be as excited. The African must be excited if he wins the Afrima, the same way if he gets a Grammy, And so this is the mind shifts that we need to start, looking at. If a Ghanaian did a song with a Nigerian, they refuse to call it an international collaboration, but it is.
Yeah, it is.
If I recorded with a Malian artist, if I recorded with an artist from Senegal, it's an international feature, But then even media, and the funny thing is, it's not as if they do it consciously; it's unconscious, and that's even the dangerous part. So then we don't even believe that amongst ourselves there's international collaboration that has potential for each other's market.
Right.
You understand? So these are the things I'm just saying, let's look out for. I would love if a Zambian label is signing a Ghanaian artist, or a Ghanaian label is signing a Zambian artist. It stays within the continent, and then a good marketing plan or whatever to export African music on the world market, to really place it well. Think about it. There was a whole conversation on the Afrobeats thing just because there's been a partnership with Afro Nation, which now then there's a playlist, and so the whole argument is just about having a playlist on a platform.
Right.
We're bigger than that, or we should think bigger than that. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I would have loved to see my song on there, but then again, if you look at the bigger picture, some of these things shouldn't just excite us. We should really wake up as a continent.
Yeah. Speaking of the bigger picture, I can see that you did host or were part of an event called African Music Business Dialogue.
Yeah.
Which was themed the bigger picture.
Yeah. Thank you.
Why was such a event necessary? Because I saw that you held it at it was held at Silverbird Cinemas in Accra Mall, 18th of March. Why? And you shortlisted some really good industry people, which, by the way, we should speak into existence to bring it here, because one thing I really find really nice about what you say, there is this sweet development of African music happening here as well, but then with Dutch language. There are many Ghanaian artists on the forefront. Actually, our best streamed artist here in the Netherlands is a Ghanaian.
Beautiful.
Goes by the name of Frenna, and he really brings in the African sounds.
Beautiful.
He's had a collab with Moogie's, Jemmy Alade, and all of those things. One of his record, I think, even sampled the Okudunchi, in his record, and all of these things. Nice. So you could see that this music, it's having a space and it's crossing over things. But back to that dialogue that you had with such shortlisted people, why was it so necessary? What did you get out of it? Just to take us to that, and also to highlight what kind of thing that you're pushing now.
African Music Business Dialogue was necessary. It was a must.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We're in an era where, like we're talking now, everyone is talking about African music. Everybody is talking about the Afrobeat sound and where it's going, and the things that the Davidos, the Wizkids, the Sarkodie's, the Stone Boys, the Shatters are doing, and so it is necessary to understand the dynamics within the market,
right, for
both the artists and the artist management teams. So myself as an artist, I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, isn't this a very good time to bring all these African heads together? Make sure we're dialoguing, we're discussing. That guy from Uganda brings the strategies from their country and how it works, and then that guy from Nigeria is also bringing his, and that guy from Ghana is bringing his,
right,
and the Kenyan is bringing theirs, and together we have a discourse, and solutions are brought up and documented, and that becomes like a document that stays there, because there's a lot of talk on AfTA, the African Free Continental something trade, something area.
All right, yeah, got you.
Yeah, and there's less talk about creative arts. But I was at the UN summit in Nigeria on AfTA, and I realized that even within the dialogue, little was said, or there was only one panel on music. However, in the hall, they played music all through.
Exactly, it's there.
It's there with some of the products that they exhibited, the graphic designers and everything. They use music, they use sound, and so it tells you even how little value the African places on music or on sound, or the power of sound.
Yeah.
And so for me, I thought about it. I said, no, let's have one for us where we can really discuss the ins and outs of it. How to sell Africa through our music, how to sit on a table and discuss business with the businessman. What is the positioning? What is our brand? How do we discover ourselves? How does the young, African protect itself? Who's a publisher? What are my royalties? What is the metadata? What is this? What is that?
The business aspect. Yes.
So it's very, very important, because knowledge, when they say knowledge is power, knowledge is really power, because you're only robbed of something you don't know,
right?
And you don't even know you have it, so you don't guard it, So that's why we did the app, and it's coming again in December, and this time even bigger. We're able to have some great minds from within the music space, Sony Music, Universal, Def Jam. We got Sheila Gashumba from Uganda, who's a radio presenter. We got Michelle, who works with urban inclusion. We got people like Sadiq, who are done Wonderland.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good work. He's doing work. Absolutely.
Yes, and we got Afrochella. We got Afrochella, the curators of Afrochella. Right. We got the guys we got Rudy Kwachi, who even just ended the biggest gospel festival in Ghana. Great minds, and you'll be amazed at some of the things that were brought up in this conference. And as I speak with you, the Barbados High Commission showed a lot of interest in wanting to, replicate the same thing, and because it's of essence. It is of essence.
I love that.
And it's here to stay.
You should get me on board. If it's this December party, you should get me on board. I'll moderate a section for you.
Are we not supposed to be role playing? You're already on. You're family.
Got you.
Yeah, you're family. So I got you. I mean, you're definitely a part of everything.
Love that. Love that.
So let's make it happen. So you're moderating. You brought yourself.
Yes, I brought it. Nice. I entered it like that.
Nice. The way you're saying enter. Charlie, you're scaring me, man. You're scaring me. The way you're saying enter. Even
our producer is laughing.
Please change the statement. Please change the statement.
Oh man, you are hilarious. Let's listen to your record with Stonebwoy, because I really want to know what that dancehall sound was really about. I'm so curious. Let's do this. I want to hear it. Oh, that sweet song. Got you. We're still talking to Trigmatic. We have kept him for so long here. I mean, I think earlier he went and had his, bowl of fufu, but I think his body has transformed it into it's gone. He needs new energy, so we're not going to keep him too long. But we do, have some last topics, and of course, the last questions from our audiences to talk to you about with Trigmatic, who passed down the studio here in Amsterdam, here at High Radio, the voice of the next generation. And this is actually Africa on Focus special, which is artist to artist, where we talk to the artists, what they're doing and what brings them to the city of Amsterdam. I mean, we were just talking about, I had to just have a taste of what he sounds like on a dancehall record. And his record with Stonebwoy was one that he did years ago. And then we went on to his record, which was a true high life sound. And even mentioning that he was Trigmatic was cited on the World High Life Day for preserving the high life sound. And you have paid tribute to many legendary artists like Ebo Taylor and many more. And you just seamlessly seem to just flow through high life and all these other genres and everything. So why are these genres so important to you?
Why shouldn't they? They're important because they form the base, they form the foundation on which we're building. I mean, listen to all the new crop of songs now. It's either they have a high life guitar somewhere.
They do.
It's either a Sichi high life, or is a Yamponsa, or they have some Dagumba high life, or all the other kinds of high life. And then it's just they put a lot of other flesh on it to give it a new
feel
sound.
Yeah.
So high life forms the base. I mean, if you look at what Reggie did, it was a blend of high life and hip hop. He called it hip life. I don't know which song doesn't have that high life influence, including Afro beats.
Absolutely,
You know, including
absolutely.
Afro beats, which fellas Afro beat, because originally he had his own Afro fusion, which had a bit of jazz and everything in there,
Yep.
and a bit of high life, which he had gotten that influence from Ghanaian musicians.
Absolutely,
You know, so
absolutely.
high life is huge, and for me, these are the legends. So anytime I have my live concert, I try to honor one of the legends. I've done that with Ebo Taylor. I've done that with my father, my music father, which is Akable. Big shouts to Akable. I say he is my music father because he's taking his time to also groom me, help me to understand the different parts and rudiments in music. God bless him so much. I mean, and he goes on radio and says he really wishes that I was his son.
Oh,
Yeah, and I am his son. I just want him to know that I'm his son. So big shouts to him. I've done J.A. Adolfo, even Hugh Masakela, because Hugh at a point was working with a lot of Ghanaians,
right.
So yeah, these are the few legends that I've honored, and more to even come in the future, because this year, sure, somewhere this year, the end of this year, we're going to do, because of COVID, we haven't done it for 2 years. So
Yeah,
this year, definitely we're gonna do the next one, and
yeah.
it goes on and on and on.
Got you, got you. So really honoring these timeless, talents is definitely part on your to-do list.
Yeah,
And all of that. That is really, really beautiful.
thank you.
And well, looking at you, there's so many things that you've done. You've also, you're into philanthropy. I see that that's really important to you. Could you share a bit about what if that keeps you busy?
Yeah, and still in connection with music, it's important to give back. The fans always listen to your music, streaming. Some of them grew on your music. I believe some babies were made with my music.
Okay, okay, okay.
So I got concerned about how the average Ghanaian understands and views music.
Right.
So I started a foundation called the Matic Foundation, and under the foundation we had a music education program called Matic Music Club.
All right.
It's supposed to be an after school club where kids who probably may never be able to voice out or even play a little bit, because of whatever reasons. They come, they see instruments, they touch instruments, they play around with the instruments, and then the ones who find the passion in music get to learn these instruments. Now, the beautiful
Yeah.
thing about what we're doing with the program, and I say we were because also COVID came and then we took a long break.
Yeah.
What we were doing with that was also boosting their motor skills and also their communication skills, because in a typical class we sit on the floor, we play around, they're able to play with adults,
Yeah.
so they get the confidence. We ask them to write their own songs, we ask them to create their own melodies and stuff like that. So that is one side of me, besides the other like orphanages that I go to or visit.
Sure.
And normally I don't do a lot of giveaways because I believe they eat it in a day.
Okay.
So I do a lot of capacity building
Which is smart.
with the NGOs, so it's either I take 3 days or 4 days instead of one day, do trainings. I think the first one I did, I took some number of celebrities from Ghana, different professions, actors, actresses, doctors, a lawyer,
Yeah.
accountant, and we did career guidance for them. And for me, that matters even more,
Good stuff.
than just, eating the food one day and then the next day it's done.
Yeah.
Sometimes the managers of the orphanages don't even give them the food anyways. I hate to think that
That's
whenever you
bad.
go, they teach them a song and they come and sing it to you like they're being taught to beg.
Yeah.
So I go there and I look at empowerment, and then maybe after we can eat. We go with cooked food and then we can eat. I also worked alongside Food for All, which I was the ambassador for a while.
Cool. Yeah, I know Food
we
for All.
we went around a few places to share food, to give food. Went to Accra, went to the psychiatric hospitals, the school for blind. We're feeding them every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, we did the longest charity table,
Yeah.
which came out really nicely. Even though we couldn't beat it,
Mm-hmm.
it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Some of the other things I've done, oof, there's so many. You know, I've done quite a number of things when it comes to philanthropy, and because I love to see people happy,
Yeah.
and yeah, my faith teaches me to do that as
Sure,
well.
sure, definitely. Well, that's good looking out, and I know that you are, because here it says that your club is doing a lot of things, out and about at the top class, such as also in Dancehall. This is where you are.
Yeah, and what the club also does is collaboration, international collaborations, where we've collaborated with the Global Leaders Program. Sorry, sorry, and we are able to host their students each year. Which is a great thing.
Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. The Trigmatic is most versatile. And aside from his music all of these years, I think we're getting in a few questions. We're just going to take them on before we round up our conversation with Trigmatic, because it's been on his long day. I also know that, he's been feeling kind of chilly with his Dutch weather.
No, the weather is good. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We have to ensure he doesn't get any what's it called, flu or anything of that. So people are asking, when is the new music coming? Is there anything hip hop? People are asking, when is the new music? What's up with music?
Yeah, so I have a new song coming out. It's called Scoop Samachagete. Has a bit of the South African vibe. When I said I was recording,
is that the name of your?
That's the new single. It's not out yet, but it will be out soon. But there's Adwawa out.
Yeah.
Adwawa is out. It has a bit of amapiano, but more of house, soulful house in there. And then I released a song with Ralph Gum. Now Ralph Gum is, if not the only, but one of the biggest house DJs in South Africa. Jeez. If not the biggest, and
so are you leaving Ghana for South Africa? What's up with that?
I mean, it was just a movement, and so because myself and Ralph, that record is wicked. It's a typical house song. It's called Alikoto. And I needed to fix the Ghana in there. When you look at Adwawa as well, the title is Ghanaian. Right. Adwawa is Ghanaian. It means fruit. True. And Alikoto is a game we all used to play. Right. Yeah, definitely always making sure the agenda is ongoing. Yeah.
Got you.
The next song, the next single I'm about to release soon in a few months is Samachekete, which means ants in a bottle.
Samachekete.
And it's featuring Mtunzi. Mtunzi is one of the dopest singers in South Africa as well. Okay. Everybody would be expecting an amapiano, but it's a total. I'm just gonna surprise everyone.
Yeah.
And all the things that you've been asking, you'll find it on the song.
Okay. Yeah. People should definitely look out for that. Sweet sound. So is it aligned with an album? Is it an EP? What's next?
Yeah, it's an EP called Love from Josie.
Love from Josie. Yeah. Who is Josie?
As in Johannesburg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I thought it was some special girl or something that you met.
No, I mean
somewhere in SA.
The EP is actually recorded in SA. God, with all the features from SA and everything. Mm-hmm. So we decided, okay, all the beautiful vibrations and the sounds from South Africa and experiences as well. We put all of that in on the EP.
Got it. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. So when is the period where we can expect? Is there some indication of time
before the end of the year? Initially, it was supposed to come out this March, but there's this one song that I keep trying to change. I've been changing things. So yeah, but it will come out pretty soon. It has features with Azana. Azana is also an amazing singer from South Africa. Mm-hmm. There's so many amazing features. Another feature with Titi Luzipo. These are all
heavy names.
They're all in South Africa. So yeah, the EP there is sweet. The
It's
EP is
sweet.
sweet. It's very, very nice. You like it.
Can't wait for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Trigmatic, for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for your time, making the time for us. We know you have many business to attend to. And I know on socials you're heavy represented on socials. So which of the social media platform do you enjoy?
Charlie, Twitter. I think Twitter.
Twitter is the space,
I think Twitter
right?
is a space for me. Sometimes Insta. Sometimes
the way you even say Insta, like man a day.
Because I feel like, Charlie, the people who come there have time. Like they have a lot of time. Yeah.
Okay. And you don't have time.
Yeah. Sometimes like posting becomes a problem for me.
Okay.
So I know that my manager takes post a lot, because for me, if left for me, Charlie,
you wouldn't even.
Yeah, like they will actually call me and say, Charlie, where you did here? You for take picture, make we see. Say, yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you should definitely post a picture from when you came here. I'll send you the photos that were made.
Yes, please do.
You should definitely post that.
Because obviously, like I would have come and be doing this, and it makes you look dumb.
I get you. It's not really your cup of tea to be on the socials every time.
But I love pictures, so it's just that I forget to take them.
Okay, got you. But Twitter is definitely a place.
Yes, Twitter. Yeah. My Insta DM is quite busy.
Okay, look at you.
On a business tip.
Okay, we believe you.
Twitter is the thing, and
right.
Facebook. I'm trying to revive my Facebook because I haven't been so active, but I'm trying to revive it.
I think that counts for all of us. Facebook is a bit deserted, place, I guess.
But I love my Facebookers.
Okay, all right. A shout out to all of the Facebookers.
Yes.
You're on Twitter. So any chance of you going back to radio? Because I know that you retired from it, basically.
Yeah, Charlie. Unless, Charlie, someone calls me and says, look, this is the check and this is the amount. But I'm tired.
Yeah.
But we never know. Charlie, you don't know what life brings you.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Got you. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I'm gonna play like 2 good records. One called Sophia. I don't know who Sophia is. Is there any what does Sophia mean? And can people use it?
Charlie, the way you say the name, weak. We say Sophia. Yes.
Hey.
Sophia. Hey,
I think that's really the Europe way.
Well, Sophia. So Sophia means
Sophia. Hey.
we say Sophia, but Sophia. So she was part of our family. She used to stay with me.
Okay.
And very good girl. And one night I was going to the studio to record. I was trying to wrap up the album which the song is on.
Okay.
And I hear the lady on the phone talking, and so I went to eavesdrop, and she was dumping her boy at the time. So
Sophia.
Yeah. So I opened the door. I said, "Hey, Sophia, into Sophia, oh boy," and which literally means so you have a boyfriend. And she started laughing, and then I said, "Because you are in a car now, you're dumping the boy." Today when I go to the studio, I'll do a song. I'll do a song with your name, and I just.
And you did.
Yeah,
you did. Well, Sophia, this is for you, and this is actually for you dumping the boys, dumping the boys and letting them hang.
So the song is actually saying, Sophia, be patient. Yeah, quench the fire. Just be patient.
Right. Yeah. Is that pretty much how songs inspire you, or people inspire you to?
Yeah. Everything around me, is music for me.
Okay.
And I must also say a big thank you to the people who did the horn sessions on
Sounds
this song.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Definitely. Any last shout outs?
Yeah, big shout outs to Katrina Sawalski for being a part of my album. Big shout outs to yourself, MS.ABA. Big shout outs to Sylvia, Slim, the entire Hiradio crew. Big shouts going out to Antoine, 7 Xavier, Prophet Armstrong. Big shouts to you, Angel. Big shouts to the Facebookers, Twitter. Big shouts, the entire team, Paul, Emmanuel, Ishak, my boss. Big shouts going out to all of you and the guys inside BYAustin, and Matic Multimedia, Great shouts. Big shouts going out to all the guys at Ghana Music Alliance.
Yep.
Look out for the new things we're doing. Go on the website to register, be a member. Let's fight for your royalties for you.
Okay.
And shouts go out to all of you in Amsterdam. If you're on Facebook watching, big up yourself.
Big up yourself.
If you have if you have a lot of money, link up. Let's go hang out. Let's go hang out.
Let him show you where to invest.
Yeah, man, that's very important as well. It's very important. And to Richard Addison, who has been a great influence in my life. Prophet Armstrong, I said already, but also been a very great influence in my life. These two people led me on an illuminated path. So I'm very grateful to them, and they made me understand the business side of things,
All right.
So big shout outs to each one of them, and a great big shouts to Pastor Chris, who also hosted us nicely here in
shout out
Amsterdam.
to Pastor Chris.
Yeah, challenge the fufu sef, challenge the way they in the B,
You're even making Slim hungry.
Yeah, hey, and Charlie Slim was giving me a story about how so all the guys who used to listen to us back then, that you feel like Charlie, the hip hop as a Tonsum style, it has not taught it. So go find the albums. And what I realized that a lot of us don't listen to the albums, and so they listen to the singles. And they say, oh, but you haven't been. Check out the Matic album. Check out the Permanent Stains album. Check out the Solutions album. Check out the Eighth Element album. You realize that I have a lot of hip hop songs on there. So check them out and enjoy them.
Got you. On that note, let's listen to where Sophia is all about, and let's listen how she drops men and all of that. So if you just listen to us on High Radio, this is High Radio with the voice of the next generation. You're live here with MS.ABA. We're wrapping it up actually for a good full conversation with Trigmatic. Following this week, the conversation will be made available, of course, on all podcasting platforms, your Spotify, Apple Music, and all those places. And also watch out for it on our YouTube space, where this interview will be made available. Have a sweet weekend. Make sure that you enjoy the rest of this weekend fully, and we will be catching you next week. Tomorrow Donnie will be here. Of course, I have rehearsals, so Donnie will be taking it over, but of course he's going to bless you with the latest highlights of Africa on Focus. And stay blessed and see you next week. All right.